that. I mean, you got U-turn, throwing damage and moves, doesn't have population bomb, it's a support mouse hold, so because it's support, you can't really that much. Like, it's tough, you know. That's the only thing that can really switch out here from that Perish Trap. So if Perish Trap activates, you play your cards right, you're in good shape. What's cool too about Kin's team is those, you have Psychic, right? So you are going to resist a lot of Armarouge and DD's attacks, right? And there you go. So there's the official team on the left side. You've got Armarouge and DD, Dondozo, Tatsugiri, Iron Hands, and Mousehold on the right side. We've got Gothitelle, Garchomp, Arcanine, Fluttermane, Palafin, and Iron Jugulus. So I think here, yeah, that's the right lead. That's the right lead here. Just you gotta just, if you're gonna leave, I think as you can see here, Collins is definitely expecting that Perish Trap and probably gonna sacrifice the two not so offensive Pokemon. You're gonna sacrifice your setups, right? You're gonna let them go for whatever they need to go for. They're gonna, like, you can sacrifice these two. Your main attackers are gonna be in the back, right? So it's like, okay, we're good. We can do it. We can handle this. We can lose the two in the front and just sweep in the back, right? While on Kim's side, I don't know if I would leave Perish Trap, to be honest. I think personally the best bet would be. I think you could. You know, it is still solid. I think Garchomp's probably gonna be the real kind of the real key here, because it does hit quite a bit on the other side, and even if there is that Terra to Grass on Armarouge, it still will hit like a truck. I mean, it's got a lot of options there. Same goes for Arcanine, because you got that Will-O-Wisp, which is really not going to help against Dondozo and Iron Hands, which we're not seeing Dondozo in this matchup, but it would. But we're gonna see Iron Jugulus and Garchomp. Yeah, I was gonna say I don't expect to see Perish Trap. It's a solid option, but I feel like there's better in this one. But Iron Jugulus in this case is a support Jugulus, not the offensive Jugulus, which I've been using. Which I think a lot of people have been gravitating towards more support with Jugulus if you're going to use it. Usually Terra Poison. This one specifically is Terra Steel. It's got Tailwind, Taunt, Air Slash, and Snarl, so it's definitely there. Right now, pretty safe Tailwind. I would switch out Garchomp. I think right now, I mean, you could go for an Earthquake. You could spam those Earthquakes. Would be a little scared of those Dazzling Gleams from Indeedee. Would be scared of Trick Rooms from Indeedee. I think you're kind of like, you can set it up. You could either, you can also swap out your Jugulus. It is really fast with the booster energy. So you could switch into something like Arcanine that can do solid, or go into Gothitelle if you've got it to support your Garchomp. So there's a few options, right? Meanwhile, call it side here. We're going to not see any switch out, actually. We're going to see that Terra right away, and that is going to be Garchomp's Terra to ground, which is smart. You know, like I said, if you're going to, I told you, Garchomp's going to hit like a truck. So you're going to need to just go all out with it, and we're going to see that with this Earthquake. I'm guessing it'll be an Earthquake, at least, because we're not seeing a switch out. Ball me, not going to do anything if it's an Earthquake. If it is anything, if it's not from Dragon Claw, they'll be solid. Iron Jugulus is going to go for a Snarl, going to just chip the Indeedee and Mousehold. It's going to drop their special attack, which isn't going to be too detrimental, especially not on Indeedee. We're going to see that Earthquake, yeah. So that Mousehold's going to just basically, it followed me to nothing. But that Terra Ground Earthquake, a boosted Earthquake, not enough to knock out the Indeedee, but it is get rid of that Mousehold. And we're guessing we're going to go ahead and see Trick Room here. Yeah. No surprise. Okay, so if you're Collins, you're in a solid spot with Armarouge. You can just go in. You can go for an Armor Cannon or Expanding Force, and get, I would say Expanding Force. Actually, no, Armor Cannon's probably it's 50-50. Really depends on if you want which one you want to hit. I think actually, yeah, I don't know. The hard part would be that Iron Jugulus being in the way, right? You know, Iron Hands is not a bad option either, but you would need to Terra that to Grass if you want to survive. And I think just preferably you'd want to, yeah, go into Armarouge, Terra that one to Grass instead, survive a hit, and go for 2x Expanding Forces, or maybe an Armor Cannon right away. I would Expanding Force probably, but I would make sure to Terra to Grass. I just, because if not, yeah, you got, yeah, I was gonna say you got to Terra to Grass. And then probably Dazzling Gleam or Helping Hand, one of the two, whichever one is better. Indeedee's probably gonna go down to an Earthquake anyways. Armarouge for Terra to Grass, obviously Earthquake's not gonna do a ton, and then you can go into Iron Hands and just pick up some Drain Punches on it, maybe Belly Drum, but yeah, you probably won't just go straight up Drain Punch. I'm guessing we're gonna see, actually I'm gonna guess we're gonna see Expanding Force. Helping Hand, Expanding Force. Garchomp's going to switch out here. That's the wise call, because whatever it is going to get hit pretty hard. This is Gothitelle, yeah. Gothitelle's the only one that would not. So if it's Expanding Force, I mean, Expanding Force is the safe bet. I wouldn't be surprised. Again, there's a reason you can go for Armor Cannon instead, but Expanding Force just hits so hard and doesn't have the recoil. So that would be, and with Armor Cannon, you're going to drop your defense stats, both special and physical. So we're going to see that Tear to Grass. That's the way to do it for sure. Helping Hand is next. This does put it in as prey for Jugulus, but it's they're going to go for that Armor Cannon onto that Iron Jugulus. Yeah, it called the Gothitelle switch out really well. And it's going to pick up that knockout on Iron Jugulus. Yeah, Iron Jugulus is not that bulky. It is solid. I'd say it's mid-tier bulk, right? It can take a hit or two. If it's something super powerful, though, you're not going to live it. And it's just going to go down. Gothitelle being in play is nice. Fluttermane, this is now the time to set up Perish. Because there's an Armor Rouge on the field. That can hit really hard. So, Perish, Protect, Perish. You just gotta make sure Gothitelle stays up, and then you're good to go. NDD is gonna go ahead and Helping Hand. I'm guessing we're gonna see either another Armor. I'm gonna guess we're gonna see another Armor Cannon actually. Fluttermane gonna Protect. That's really smart, honestly. You don't wanna deal with that. I'm surprised if we just see the Psychic try to cripple this Armor Rouge here. It does solid. I mean. An Armor Cannon gonna go ahead, Helping Hand Armor Cannon on the Gothitelle. I think it'll live. Yeah, I was gonna say it's gonna hang on barely, and it's now Citrus Berry. Okay, still think Collins is in a good spot because you're still fastest, right? You can't Expanding Force, and that'll just do it, right? There's not the Trick Room is up for just a little bit of time. I mean, Gothitelle may be faster. You have 2 turns of Trick Room if I read that correctly. You have 2 turns of Trick Room, to be honest. That. You could, but again, yeah, that's smart because you got Follow Me, so you could just Expanding Force Follow Me, and then you're definitely going to knock out the Flutter on the right side, and that'll get rid of it. Handle you with just the Gothitelle. It's still not impossible for Kim to win here, especially that we know the Garchomp is in the back. That's really nice. It's really reassuring, to be honest, and because it is, if you could survive for just outside a Trick Room, then that Iron Hands will probably go down to it as well. So you're just going to really stop the Trick Room here and do that in whatever way. Like right now, I'd protect that Gothitelle. Or it's just going to go for Psychic. Okay, I just think Expanding Force is going to connect here. Doesn't do much on the NDD. Yeah, there's Expanding Force. And both of these are at lower health here. Oh no, Fluttermane's at full health. But with that boost, it's really going to take some damage. And it doesn't necessarily... Well, it comes down to what what this Fluttermane did. Went for Moonblast. I was going to say, yeah... Oof. Because this Fluttermane does not have Dazzling Gleam. This puts Bryan in a better position, I would say. Because that Garchomp's the last. You have 1 turn and you know that Garchomp doesn't have Protect. So like if you're Bryan, you're like, okay, this Armor just gotta hit. But at the same time, it's Iron Hands. And the Iron Hands. The good news about Iron Hands is it does have the Citrus Berry. Bad news, it's not Assault Vest. So what do you do then, right? The best bet here is, I mean, if you're Bryan, you pretty much got Expanding Force and double up on Garchomp. You gotta get rid of the Garchomp. Because you could try the Fluttermane. Was that a Drain Punch or was that a Thunder Punch into Garchomp? It was a Drain Punch. Okay, my eyes deceived me for a second. I was like, what are you doing? No, that was the right call. You got to double off on Garchomp because it's not going to protect. The interesting is we didn't see Fluttermane protect. I'm actually shocked at that. Banking that Garchomp would live. No, but it doesn't. So Bryan Collins going to take the win. I'm actually a bit shocked that they didn't protect. I was fully expecting a protect there on that Fluttermane because the Trick Room would have run out and you could have Moonblasted onto Iron Hands. However, I think Iron Hands still would have lived it, but like close. That would have been really close. But Iron Hands ends up being the last remaining Pokemon on the field as Bryan Collins takes game 1. Yeah, that was intense. Really intense, actually. Yeah, I think in that case. That Flutter not protecting may have mattered. I think Iron Hand still would have lived it. So I think in that case, just Bryan played it really well by going for that Trick Room, right? That's just setting up Armor Rouge, because when you look at how much power Armor Rouge did, like how much offense pressure that put on Bryan Kim, it was a lot. Knocked out Iron Jugulus, got Gothitelle down to like 30 HP or something like that. It looks really low. all just from armor cannons with with helping hands. So like that combo is just massive in power, and I think we're going to see a similar combo. I wouldn't be surprised if we see that mouse wolf drop though. I don't think that mouse wolf did very much. I wouldn't be surprised. Airplane. There's an airplane above, or there's no airplane Pokemon. I guess Latios or Latios. There you go. I wouldn't be surprised though if we actually, yeah, I was gonna say, that's not an airplane, I think, actually, it's a video game. We have like this cool machine over here that has a bunch of games, and it's just playing the opening to Pikmin 2. So I think that's what that is, not an airplane. Yeah, not surprised on that switch, actually. I think here going the Tatsu Dozo combo, it's really solid. Especially because you're leading Armarouge D first, so if you do see Perish Trap come out, you have a way to beat it. You can get rid of Flutter really easily. And you can get rid of Gothitelle pretty easily as well, as we saw. So but we're not gonna see that. We're gonna see Iron Jugulis and Garchomp lead for Bryan Kim's side, and Dondozo Armarouge on Bryan Collins' side. This is not bad. This is not bad at all, because that Garchomp's put on, that pressure is put on Garchomp, right? Obviously, Iron Jugulis is like, I would not necessarily set up the Trick Room because you have, or sorry, the Tailwind, because you have the Trick Room potential for Armarouge, but I don't know if the Trick Room on this specific term would be the best bet. You have Order Up, you have. Cool thing with Dondozo is you have Order Up and you have Wave Crash. So no matter if Garchomp Terrestrials or not, it's gonna get hit. Like, it can get hit pretty hefty. Not to mention that you could probably knock out the Iron Jugulis with whichever one of the two you want to use. Order Up would be iffy depending on the Jugulis investment. I should still KO, but it'll be close. And we are gonna see that Armarouge switch into Tatsugiri, and here we go, the Tatsu Dozo combo. And here we go. Love that. Just hops in its mouth. It's so funny. I remember, did anyone else get shocked the first time I saw that ability in play? I was like, it's not gonna actually eat it. No, it actually eats it. It actually does eat it. All the stats boosting on that Dondozo side, and there he goes, ending with that special defense. Taunt coming out first. I don't necessarily think it's gonna be a huge deal. Yeah, Order Up's just gonna raise that attack stat, and yeah, Jugulis. Okay, so Jugulis does take it. It's a bulkier Jugulis. Earthquake, it's gonna do okay. It's not terrestrial, so it's gonna do solid. Also, this Dondozo, yeah, like it's gonna do like 20%. I bet KO. Sounds about right. Order Up will KO. Definitely gonna swap that Garchomp out. It's not smart to keep it in. I'm guessing we're gonna see full Gothitelle. Yeah, it's like either Gothitelle or Flutter. Flutter is a bit of a risk, but if you were going to go for the Order Up onto it, then yeah. Tailwind's going to come out. That's going to help, but it's still not going to be that useful. Order Up, going to be able to pick up that knockout now on Iron Jugulis. There it goes. Iron Jugulis goes down. Did its job, though. Got the taunt, so you can't protect, or can't rest. And we're going to see this Dondozo raise its speed for the second time, so its speed now is negated with that Tailwind, right? It's back to neutral speed here. This is going to be the interesting one. What do you do now? Are you going to if you're Kim here, like, what do? Do you go for that Perish Trap and get rid of this, knowing full well that the last two Pokemon in the back are most likely going to be Armarouge and Eevee? Or I think here a Fake Out. Oh, that's really smart because you're not in the Psychic Terrain. But Moonblast, I'm actually surprised we're not seeing Perish Trap. I thought we would, but Dondozo now shook off the taunt too, which is going to be kind of tough. I'm surprised not to see that. Actually, I was really surprised not to see Perish, because then it would mean they can only get one hit off, right? I think the scary part, though, is if you do get Perished in one of the two on your side, if your Kim goes down, then you're just left with Garchomp, which Dondozo eats up. Not intended, but we're going to see a Terrestrial here. I believe this is Bryan. Oh, it's Gothitelle. Oh, it's Gothitelle. Okay. I thought they were going to go for a Flutter Mane to live. Makes sense, though. Moonblast is going to connect here with that Dondozo. Gets it down to 47 HP. It's, Earthquake's going to probably pick up the knockout Flutter Mane here. It's +2. It's Dondozo. Oh, it's that Focus Sash. Okay, yeah. Never mind about that. That's smart. That's smart. Heal Pulse was actually... That's real good play right there. That was a real nice play because you're going to be able to Heal Pulse again and Moonblasting. That's the end. The question is, do you outspeed? That Tailwind from the Iron Jugulis may have been clutch because you are probably going to outspeed with Flutter Mane. You can go for that. You cannot switch your Dondozo. I don't think you can. I've never actually seen anyone try it. But no, at this point, You just gotta let your Dondozo go down. Because you're gonna get heal pulse, get Moonblast, heal pulse, right? There's that Moonblast, knocks out, doesn't, the crit didn't matter, it would have knocked out anyways. But I'm guessing we're that heal pulse. Or we could, yeah, it's gonna be heal pulse, or you're gonna cripple that Tatsugiri, but I don't think you really need to, considering its choice specs and you're faster with Flutter anyway, so. Tailwind's gone, but the speed boosted Dondozo is also gone. This is the interesting call though. We're gonna see NDD come out, and NDD's got to follow me, right? So, Kim's still in a really good position. Flutter Mane, however, can go for a Moonblast. If it does, it's most likely going to go onto that NDD slot. So, what do? Not a bad time to go for Perish Trap, if you ask me. Tatsugiri, it does have choice specs, so it's a bit of a threat. However, Muddy Water, it's got Muddy Water, Draco Meteor, Hydro Pump, and Sleep Talk, right? So, with that in mind, Muddy Water, Draco Meteor, Hydro Pump. Gothitelle resists everything with Draco Meteor, and Draco Meteor will continuously lower special attack. So actually, that was an almost forfeit there. I thought that forfeit was incoming. I was like, wait, what? Oh, we also did not see a Terrestrial yet. Bryan said, I would love to see this. Please pick this. I want to see Terra Tatsugiri. I've never seen Terra Tatsugiri. We're gonna see it. There it is. Terra Tatsugiri. Bit surprised at that. It's actually not a bad option because it does put Flutter Mane into a position where I can't hit it. Look at that teeny little thing. Get that little crown. He's so cute. No, but that crown, a Terra Jewel is literally larger than the entirety of Tatsugiri. There's the Perish Trap, yeah. Okay, that was expected, honestly. I'm not surprised at that at all. Muddy Water is not going to connect with Gothitelle. Gothitelle Terra Astrailing in the water was a really good play because that's going to allow Tatsugiri pretty much not to do anything except Muddy Water. If Flutter, it doesn't really matter with Flutter. The Trick Room is going to really help a bit. I don't know. I think at this point you just cycle your protects until everything goes down, and then you just go switch out the one you need. Whichever. I'm gonna guess you're gonna switch out Gothitelle at the end. Yeah. You just gotta. It's pretty much what you gotta do. Like you just kind of have to cycle. You know you can't do much. You know you can't knock out Gothitelle. You're kind of just stalling out here, waiting until your Armourouge comes in and hoping that Expanding Force can do enough. The hard part was that Terra on Tatsugiri. What if they would have Terra and Armourouge? That may, because then it's Garchomp, right? You can probably 2-hit KO Garchomp with an Expanding Force. They may not be able to 2-hit KO you with it. Oh, it's Choice Band Garchomp, that it wouldn't matter. So yeah, the Steel Terra was good. Muddy Water knocks out Flutter Mane. It does hit the Gothitelle, so. I think we was expecting. Let's see. We're gonna see Gothitelle activate that berry though. Now, this is not bad. I think Perish was a good idea, but Kim kind of just realized, okay, we know what. Let's go for Garchomp instead. The thing with Garchomp, it is choice, right? It is choice. So, do you go for that Stomping Tantrum? Do you go for the Rock Slide, or do you go? I think. If I'm Kim, I would go for Stomping Tantrum, right? You probably still knock out NDD. You can get Tatsugiri out in turn after. Yeah, Gothitell's gonna protect. Oh, what, this is an Earthquake coming, or is it still Stomping Tantrum? Dazzling Gleam gonna hit the Garchomp. It's NDD, so it's not gonna do too much damage, but it is gonna be super effective still. Yeah, this is around 25% maybe. Muddy Water gonna Gothitelle protected, so it's not gonna connect with that, but it's gonna connect with that Garchomp. Could potentially drop its accuracy. That did a lot. Stomping Tantrum is the move they used. Yeah. It doesn't knock out NDD though. Gothitelle, 1 turn of Perish. NDD, 1 turn of Perish. That's scary. 1 turn of Perish. I think Bryan's kind of got this though, because that's the last 2, and you cannot protect that Garchomp. So as long as you cook Dazzling Gleam, it's pretty much game over. Follow Me works too. Just, I mean, because you're locked on the Stomping Tantrum, and the Heal Pulse gonna connect with that NDD. That was a really smart Follow Me. So yeah, NDD's, it's not gonna matter because NDD is just Muddy Water. You just needed the Muddy Water to hit. If the Muddy Water didn't hit, I mean, you could still win because you are in Trick Room, but you would need, otherwise that would have been tough. Because you heard the Perish, and that's gonna just KO it, and that means Bryan Collins is gonna advance to the final here, 2-0. Because of that really nice play. I think I personally would have just gone for a Dazzling Gleam because that would have ensured it. Because if that Muddy Water missed and that Garchomp lived, that could have been disastrous depending on No, actually, never mind. It didn't matter. No, because I was like, oh yeah, it was already down to red, so never mind. Yeah, then the armorers would have just been able to pick up the knockout there. So Bryan played really, really well in both, and you could see it came to positioning once again, going into the knowing, not being scared of the Perish Trap, being able to go with Dondozo, Tatsugiri, and just boom, knock things out. That's how you do it. That's how you win a match, and Bryan Collins did a really, really good job at that. We'll be back in a few moments. Isn't that right? Emotional support Pikachu. That's the closest you're getting to yes. We'll be back with the winner of Brandon versus Giovanni. Don't know who it is yet, but we will see in about a few minutes. See you then.